everyone, it's Kristie with AG Takes Over. So I just got out of the shower and this is a bit of an impromptu video because it's a bit of an impromptu purchase. So relatively short backstory. By the way, if you're new here, it's all American Girl stuff. So, might be a little bit of a backstory, but it is definitely all about dolls. And if you're not new here, then you know the drill. All right. So today, not the day that you're watching it, but the day I'm filming it, is my wedding anniversary. So my little kiddo, went to stay with big sister yesterday, overnight, and into this morning. And my wife and I went out to celebrate. So we went to drop the kiddo off. There's a Once Upon a Child, like literally a block and a half from where my older daughter lives. So we were like, yep, let's hit up the Once Upon a Child. And everything is like, this particular location doesn't have anything that's American Girl right where you can see it. They moved it where it's all behind the like counter. And so you're like, with binoculars trying to see if there's anything good. Well, we saw Hollyhock and like, I'm not keeping this a secret because the title gave it away, right? We saw Hollyhock, like, to me, no big deal, whatever. Only in the sense that, like, that was an expensive horse, and the girl has been out for, like, 11 months now. Not even a year. So, like, crazy to me that she's already being, like, put in a consignment shop, but whatever. And then a stable, but it was like, it didn't look like her stable. It was kind of weird. Anyway, the whole thing was $120. So, like, here are the original prices, what it cost originally, horse and stable. And the whole, like, both of them together was $120. So it's a good price, but not anything that I really wanted. So I wasn't like, hey, Grace, let's get that thing. Let's get that thing. So we left there. We went out and we did all of our date night stuff. Saw the movie Twisters, by the way, really good. Whether or not you watched the first one, I think you would enjoy the second one. Off topic. So did all of our date night stuff, treated ourselves to brunch this morning, and then made a couple runs, like a craft store run. And then Grace said, I've been thinking about that. She has mentioned the stable before. She's mentioned the horse before, wanting an AG horse in general, wanting a stable. And I'm like, really? Will you use it? I don't know. It doesn't hold like super appeal to me, but that's not me. So she was like, I'm kind of tempted to stop in there again, and if it's still there, get it. And I was like, well, we don't even know if it has all the pieces. So, but it's literally on the way to pick up little one from big girl's house. So we stop in, they still have it. And it's, again, back behind the workers all the way up here. And I was like, I hate to bother you, but we're interested in this. Could we see it just to see if it has, how many of the pieces it has? She's like, oh yeah, no problem. So she gets it down, and it was the stable. They had just turned it this way instead of this way, which was what Grace had suspected. And then we start seeing VM on all the pieces, and we're like, oh, so one of the what happened, if you're not familiar, Columbus's store closed in February of 2024. A lot of the employees were given their pick of some of the different big ticket items. And I forget how they did it, if they had like a lottery, if like multiple people wanted the same thing. But so one of the employees received the stable. One of them must have received the horse in the stable and then decided they would rather sell it and get some consignment money. I don't know how much they get if the consignment shop is selling it for $120, but I feel like they probably could have gotten more if they'd tried on Facebook Marketplace or whatever in some local groups, but not my business. So I was like, oh, it kind of made me a little bit more willing to get it, because I was like, we're not going to have any more pieces of that store. And it's the one that was on display. And it's, the one that we got to see when we went to the last ever in-store, Girl of the Year event and all of that. Plus, we had just finally read the book ourselves and to our daughter. So I was like, she now like has some idea of what this story is, and she will know like who Mighty May is and who Hollyhock is and who Lila is and what she did, instead of it just being another doll in Mama's collection. So I was like, if we decide that this was nuts, it's probably like not a big deal. We can probably like play with it and let her play with it as long as she wants, and the resale value should be pretty decent if we take care of it. In the meantime, maybe we'll be attached just because it's a visual thing from the store. It's one of the display things. So it has most of the pieces. I don't have any free space for big ticket items, and this is hilarious because we bought this thing kind of spur of the moment the same day that another big ticket item I've wanted for since it came out arrived. So I will be doing a separate video. I'm not sure when these are going to air in relation to each other, but there's a separate video of this thing that I got when American Girl was having their like flash clearance sale. And it was something that had been on my wish list ever since it came out. And I was like, I'm going to do it now. And I've got a bunch of gift card money and it will barely cost me anything. Anyway, that huge thing arrived today and we picked up the stables, and I don't really have any room to display things. So the downstairs displays in the basement room are pretty much fixed. If you have not seen that doll room, I will put any number of doll room tour. I can maybe just link the playlist to all my dollhouse tours in case you're new or you just want to revisit them. But the things there are mostly kind of fixed. Some will change out seasonally, but this space, we're on the second floor dollhouse, and there's a one-story dollhouse down here, and then up top, I will put in some pictures. I cleared a space today. So there was like a doctor's office here, an Our Generation ambulance, and then some random bedroom that it's like a makeshift bedroom that I put up over here. And I cleared these two things. So one of them went out into the loft where the kiddo plays, and one of them is just going down in the basement, not to be displayed, but just to be stored until we're ready to get it out again. So those certain things just have to be rotated. They go into storage and then they get rotated out so that things change for the kiddo, and she gets new sets to play with, you know, periodically, and she'll say, I miss this thing. And I'll say, okay, well, let me go grab it. So yeah, doctor's office moved to the loft, ambulance moved downstairs to storage, and I made room for a bunch of horse stuff. I'm gonna have to pause and like figure out height and everything so that you can actually see it when I get into it. So BRB. But real quick, peep the shirt. Okay, now for real BRB. All right, it's a weird angle, but I don't know how else to do it. I'm gonna do the horse last. She's got like this beautiful hairstyle because the people at the store did it for her. And then she was kept in a glass case. Like this was out and touchable. So a couple things like got lost. A couple things walked off with some children. But this part was touchable. The horse was not. But just in transport, her hair looks a little rough. So I'll probably have to give it some TLC. But here we go. Here's the ticket, $120. And I don't know if this is like just rationalization, but we didn't count this as a purchase for our doll budget because we always buy each other anniversary gifts, and I did not buy her one. Like we went out and celebrated, but we didn't buy each other anything. And we usually do like gift a thing, and she hadn't gotten me anything, and I hadn't gotten her anything, and I was like, how about my half is contribution to this doll, this thing for you? And she was like, ditto? And I was like, okay, sure. So in lieu of, or this is our anniversary gift to each other. So that comes out of our anniversary gift fund, not the doll fund. Even if I counted it the other way, I'm still well below budget. So I don't really need to rationalize it, but all right. So here are the hair ties and some of her little hollyhocks, little glitter things. The rest of them are on her right now. And I guess there are some more of them. Those must be for a different part of her body because they are on a different kind of backing. Some of the stickers are already on and some are not. One of them, it looked like it had like fallen off, the one that's over here, and I just moved it. So it seems like they're somewhat repositionable. But yeah, there's still a bunch of them. And these, I guess, go around the doll's horseshoes because a couple of them are off of here, and I think on the doll's doll. Oh my gosh. Can you tell I don't own doll horses? The horse's shoes, or yeah, somewhere on the hooves. I don't know. This is not my area of expertise. Okay, so these things go in the corners. I don't want you to just stare at the back of my head for a long time, so I'm going to pause and I'll be right back. Okay, so I added these pieces, those shelves, and those shelves, and I kind of took stock of what's missing from it, which is the shampoo, a little sponge, I think a horse brush, but we might already have one downstairs, and maybe a glove, but those things were missing. But we did get this random extra saddle, which I'm assuming maybe went with one of the horses that they discontinued when this one came out, I think. But it's clearly, it's American Girl, and we didn't have it before, and we have other like our generation horses that this will fit on, so sure, I'll take it. For those of you who don't know what I meant when I said it was a visual model, this is all over the bottom of pieces. So even on things like the carrots, like obviously they'll sit this way, but the back of it has VM. So they have to do that when they are store displays, which on the dolls, they'll sometimes write visual across the butt, but this is what they do with the pieces of like accessory sets. It's kind of endearing to me. I never mind this. And I guess if you were paying like more than retail, maybe, but I don't know. It's like, it's a piece of that store, and you know how many families and children and adults have come in and admired and played with, and I don't know, made memories with not just this thing, but this specific one. So yeah, so this thing goes here, and this blanket apparently goes over it. I don't know. I don't even know what these things are for, friends. This is, it's the Honeycrisp Stables, by the way. And I'm going to move this sticker because I don't know why it's right on the logo or the little design. But I'm pretty sure this Christmas tree sticker did not even come with the set. Crisp Stables, by the way. And I'm going to move this sticker because I don't know why it's right on the logo or the little design. But I'm pretty sure this Christmas tree sticker did not even come with the set, and some kid maybe put it on. I don't know. If it came with it, that's weird. But these are really weird hay things. I did a review of this, like not an in-depth review because I didn't own it, but I did a review while I was in the store, like at the event. And I was like talking about how light and plasticky everything is, and I would not have paid $175 just for this, and then $125 just for the horse, but $120 for both. And really, I paid $60 because I was getting part of it for my wife and she was getting part of it for me. So anyway, there's that. This, there's the little tiny VM. It's not obnoxious on all of them. This can go right here, and some carrots. It has the pail, her helmet, for tossing the hay. I don't know, what do you even call that thing? Hoof oil. I read the book, it taught me nothing. This is for grooming. And here's some water. I can just get this sticker off of me. Oh, and there's another piece of that weird hay. There we go. Yeah, these little bits and pieces that can go in. I guess this could go back here. And there's some hooks on that side. So here's another interesting fact. If you watch the video of when I went to the release event, the celebration event for when she came out, I won her dog, which was cute, whatever, and the riding outfit, which I was not really like remotely interested in. I don't love it. But now it's like, well, hey, things come full circle. Now we have the horse and we have the stables, and I didn't even pay, like we paid a fraction of the cost for these things, and I didn't even pay anything for the riding outfit. And we have the dog because Grace got her, and we have the dog, which is neither, it's not her horse or her dog, but whatever. All right, let me grab the horse. Here she is. Big. It is that interesting feeling that everybody's talked about. Look at this. I'm going to take pictures of her after her hair is done nicely. But they did this lovely waterfall braid and a bunch of other braids. So I think I'm just going to redo what somebody at the store had already done. And I'm looking for where it says visual on here. And I don't see it. So maybe they didn't. They did it on the harness, on the Velcro. This is fascinating. A little VM right there, so it'll be covered when you actually close this properly. But I don't see it. Okay, this was so nice, knowing that somebody is going to end up with this. They're just teeny tiny right there. Little VM. And they only did it on the front too. That's fine by me. I had to look, like really look for it. So I will be back in a few minutes. I'm going to do some... I'm not even going to come back. You know what? This is the video. This is what happens when I make videos, like after bedtime. You can keep watching because I'm going to have dressed Lila in her riding outfit and brought her up here and staged everything really nicely and take some cute pictures so you can enjoy it. But mainly, I just wanted to share this completely random spur of the moment thing that caused me to have to like reshuffle a whole bunch of stuff in our doll space. But kiddo is gonna wake up tomorrow morning and be so freaking excited. Like, this is our gift to each other. And I was like, oh, and she'll love it. Because that's mom life. Okay, take care. Stay tuned. In just a couple seconds, you'll see some pictures. Good night.